What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color. Playing as Odin. His name is Mr. Boat. His opponent today in the red color playing as Odin as well. His name is TheRapl. It's currently 1-0 in this best of 3 series for the group stages of the Osiris division. The Osiris division. Why does it seem like my camera is not high enough? That's better. That's better. We fixed it. All right. So, Rapl winning that first game in the Odin mirror quite convincingly there. We'll see if Mr. Boat's going to be able to go for something a little bit different here. We are on the map Gold Rush now. We're going to be seeing this map quite a bit in this group stage. It's definitely a map that is... It's a fun map to watch. It's a very, very unique game because... Generally speaking, there's a lot of super defensive maps in the random map pool. You have maps like Watering Hole, which you got back gold mines. You got maps like Marsh, back gold mines. Oasis, gold mines all over the place. Savannah are pretty aggressive, but pretty low hunt. You've got Ghost, like it's got side gold mines everywhere. It's really tough to like concentrate your efforts to get a gold staff, basically, on any of the regular maps. Now, this map, Gold Rush, all the gold mines are in the center of the map, which means concentrating your efforts into one location to both defend and be aggressive is very, very simple. So we'll have to wait and see how it's all going to go. But Odin Mirror, with 2 gold mines in the main base, plus all this hunt here, plus you kind of know where the hunt is. This is something we might start seeing with some of the more defensive gods on this map if people decide they want to play their defensive gods, is they can start the map and they can just send their villagers straight off into their second hunt, leaving the boars in their main base to eat later so they don't get raided. So for example, if you're playing like Zeus against Norse in this matchup and you want to go for an Athena rush, but you don't feel like you can defend your hunt on these sides, you can just move over here, eat this hunt in the early stages of the game, and then once your opponent starts being able to raid, you can just be in your main base eating these boar and then jumping onto your cows, and you can have a really good game of that. And you can do that by going either way. As you can see, the boars are up on this side over here as well. It doesn't really matter. So some little tricks of the trades where that's concerned. So we'll see how things are all going to go. One thing I did notice here is both players decided to not go for the kind of modern Odin build. So this is a surprise to me because both of these players, whether they're aware of it or not, there's been a kind of movement, so to speak, of Soup and Yoshi, both of these guys incredibly strong Norse players, kind of starting to go dwarf first in this match, in this build and in this matchup, as we see Heimdall as the god of choice here for Mr. Boat, trying something very, very different here in this game. But yeah, I'm surprised to see them both not going for it because it is especially when you know how much hunt you're going to have, you know it's going to be a good hunt game, you know that you're going to be able to get a very, very consistent advance time. But the dwarf first build is a statistically proven more efficient opener for Norse players, specifically Odin and Loki, because obviously Thor starts with 2 dwarves, and starting dwarves with Thor means, I mean, you could do it, it works, but it does work. It's probably better actually to start dwarves as well with, no, I don't think it is. There's no real benefit to starting dwarves with Thor first from my gut instinct, but definitely with Odin and Loki, something you should be considered, as we do see Mr. Boat sitting up in the middle of the map. Rapl sees that. Rapl going through Freyja here, as Mr. Boat going through Heimdall. So Rapl just picks the kind of standard, and Rapl still finishing up with his boars in his main base. There's not really anywhere to attack here for Mr. Boat early, as he does find the Ring of Nibelung. That's a big help here. It's only 18 free gold a minute, but over the course of a couple of minutes here, it's going to be able to afford like a free Iron Jar, for example, as the Iron Jar going to be sitting in here. And Rapl does realize it's a big advantage to come in and just shank away at that Iron Jar, get a little bit of free damage done. There's no healing for for Mr. Boat here with his army. He can't heal that Eindyar, so it's free damage. So you do see the Undermine getting dropped down onto this Longhouse. Will it get finished or not? And will he be able to keep it alive? Answer is no. No free or no initial Longhouse up for TheRapl. He does get a little bit of resources back, but not many. Not many. He loses a lot out of that. Almost loses a house to boot as the army moving through here. The gold mine on the back is the one that TheRapl is decided to start mining here first as well. So this gold mine is definitely going to be something that's going to be open to being attacked, as TheRapl going to be retreating back here. The Longhouse getting thrown up over there as well, as the Valkyrie coming in onto this position with the old Sark. We do see the villagers turning around, taking this fight. The Valkyrie will get a villager kill or two here, as TheRapl going to have to continue to push in, push out, and get the damage done. While that's going on, Mr. Boat gets a little bit out of position as the towers are starting to get taken down. The house over here can get cleaned up as well, as the villagers return onto this position. Generally speaking, it's best to send a Hearser back to defend your hunt, or just simply move in to your main base and just eat the cows. And this is something that you could basically would be an advantage to do with the with that skip your starting hunt and go straight out into the secondary hunt option. But obviously didn't see that here in this game, as the units of TheRapl starting to pile up here. TheRapl's got 49 to 55 population, 18 villages to 19 villages, as TheRapl is now eating cows in his main base here. He's not able to go out onto that secondary hunt just yet, as this Valkyrie is doing a lot of damage. Has managed to snipe another villager here. TheRapl is now up 2 villagers in this game, as the villagers are just chasing around the Valkyrie here. TheRapl is doing a really, really good job of raiding with that one free myth unit here, as TheRapl retreats back here at this location. And he's able to, he's going to be sniping a unit here. Every little unit here that TheRapl kills is a big deal. But the thing that is going to be difficult here for TheRapl is once those Eindyar start coming out, it's going to be really, really difficult to continue to fight. As we see the raiding cavalry moving across the map here, going to start being able to put some pressure onto these villages on this position. As the Valkyrie comes through to check what's happening, the Hearser are going to immediately start whacking away at that Valkyrie, doing tons of damage there. It's such a punishing aspect of Age of Mythology, is how strong the heroes are against the myth units. But with the raiding cavalry coming in to snipe that Hearser, the Valkyrie will be able to return back in and continue harassing these villages. As Mr. Boat, he's not paying attention here. He's about to lose another villager. Can he pull that one back? He does manage to pull that back, as the raiding cavalry are going to come in here to start harassing yet again. We will be seeing the raiding cavalry managing to get straight onto that low HP villager, taking that one out as the raiding cavalry pull back. And guess what? TheRapl can re-heal that low HP raiding cavalry if he so chooses, as the villager's still getting caught out here. I think that, honestly, Mr. Boat could have just gone mass throw an axeman here at this point. Just stop trying to commit so heavily onto the hunt here and just make his army and make it work. But right now, TheRapl's population is in favor in this game, sitting 75 to Mr. Boat's 58, as the unit's starting to take this fight. The Eindyar coming in onto the back here, going to start getting some damage done onto those thrown axemen in the back. The Hearser are out here for TheRapl as well, so we will be able to take out these Eindyar really, really easily, as it seems that TheRapl's population is sitting really, really high. Meanwhile, the raid's still happening here for TheRapl, as he is continuing to be obnoxious with that Valkyrie. And in 7 minutes and 56 seconds, TheRapl disposes of this Heimdall rush with incredible style here. You have to think, when you go for a Heimdall rush, what are the weaknesses of the Heimdall rush, and how can you play around it here, as Mr. Boat just did not do that in the slightest. So what are the weaknesses of the Heimdall rush going forward here? Things to learn for Odin players. Well, one weakness is that Valkyrie. That Valkyrie is a unit that is going to be able to sit on your economy forever and a day, and you have to deal with it. How do you deal with it? Well, option number one, keep your villagers under your town center. And therefore the Valkyrie, if it wants to attack villages, is going to have to take town center fire. You don't have to defend against that. You can just turn around, shank with the town center helping. You're not going to lose many villages at all. The other weakness is that your villages on the wood line are going to be a little bit exposed. So how do you defend against that? Potentially wall your villages in. So you send your free old Sark back, who's going to be building houses in your main base, because that's where it should be being built, and just wall your wood villagers in is a really, really good way to kind of play around that as well. obviously very tough with the Forest Fire as well as an option. So maybe Heimdall Rush just isn't that good here against Odin. Maybe it is. Maybe you just have to play around those weaknesses and get into that really, really strong army. Basically, the Heimdall Rush wants to hit a decent amount of population with a handful of Iron Yards to actually find its advantage. If you're attacking without having that advantage, then the Freyja is just going to be able to win. And that's kind of what we saw here in this game. TheRapl gets the dub, gets a very clean 2-0 win in this matchup, and he's going to be happy about that one. Starting off strong in this Champions League. If you guys enjoyed this game, enjoyed this series, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch, from the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.